So domain, range, and functions today. So domain should be review for you. Okay, if you don't remember it, that's why I cover it. Anybody remember what domain is? Oh, thank you. Is there anybody else that did not get a paper? For a lot of things, but not passing out paper. Sure. Thank you for saying something. So domain is the set of X values. Oh, thanks, Jace. Let me get you ready. For syllabus too. Okay, so the domain is the set of X values. I had a student in another class say domain goes like this. I don't like that because it's a visual. So domain is like this. And then range, if domain is a set of X values, what do you think the range is? Set of Y values. So technically, this is going to be the inputs. The X's are the inputs, and the Y will be the outputs. Because sometimes you can have things that are not numbers. You can have letters there. Anybody know what a relation is? We don't use the word relation a lot, but we're going to use it today. So a relation is a set of ordered pairs. So here's an example of an ordered pair. If we plotted that, what would the shape be if we plotted that on a graph? What would the shape be of 5, -3? A point. Yep. So basically, it's a set. Usually, we're talking about a set of points. So it's ordered because we have the X first and then the Y second. That's where that comes from. Anybody remember what a function is? It's a relation in which each input has a unique output. I'm going to say only one. I think it's clearer. Has only one output. So if we have a relation that has an input and that input has more than one output, it's not a function. So an example, real life example. Say you have a soda machine or a beverage machine and you want to get a Gatorade out of there. So what's that flavor of Gatorade that you like? Glacier Freeze. Last class they said that too. Okay, so say you want to get a Glacier Freeze, and the soda machine, I don't even know what they are when you go to buy one now. Cheap, it's probably cheap if you put $1, so that'd be nice. If it's a soda machine, you put $1 in. So then you press the button, okay, and that button that you press, what should come out is Glacier Freeze. So every time you press that button, a Glacier Freeze comes out. If it doesn't, sometimes you press it and a lemonade comes out instead. That means it's not a function. Okay, it has to have that one input has to have only the one output. Okay. Okay, anybody still looking at this? We'll move on to the next page. Okay, so we're going to give the domain and range of each. So let's start with this one, the domain. Anybody want to try for the domain? So what you can do is you can find the domain just by looking at it, or you can label each point according to its ordered pair. What would the ordered pair for this point here be? -5, 2. So remember, when we list that ordered pair, we're starting in the center, and then we go in the x direction, which is a -5, and then we go in the y direction, which is +2, so we go up 2. So what about this point here? What's this point? 0, 5. And it's a little small here. You have it on your paper, a little easier to see on your paper. And what about this point?
4, 2.
So this point right here would be 2, 3, and then this one would be 2,
-4.
-4. And then what about this point here?
-3, -1.
-3, -1. Again, we're putting our x direction first, starting here, so we go to the left 3, and then we go down 1. So our domain is going to be our set of x values. So this bracket like this is set notation. Okay, so I'm going to list the set of numbers for the domains, the set of x values. We like to list them in order from smallest to largest, and if it repeats, we're not going to list it twice. We're just going to list it that one time. So my smallest would be a -5, then a -3, and 0, and 2. So we do not write that 2 twice, we only write it once. So this is a bracket, it's not a parentheses. You don't want to put a parentheses there. That parentheses means something different. So if you do not put the brackets around it, just leave it without anything there. Don't put parentheses. So my range is going to be my set of y values. So who wants to find the range? Let's see. Kaden, can you tell us what the range is?
It goes -4, -1, 2, 3.
Good. Okay, so now is that relation a function? Yes or no? So remember, we want to see if each input has only one output. So this one is not a function because of this point and this point. Those have the same x value and different y values. So that means this is not a function. Does that make sense? Okay, now B is called a mapping. So there are some things that are nice about a B, like right away we can see the domain much more easily. So our domain is this first set here, and then our range is this second circle. So what would our domain be? Javier, what's our domain? So we want to list those numbers. What are they?
1, 2, 3.
Yep, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then our range is going to be the letters A, B, C, and D. So what about this one? Is this a function or not a function? I'm seeing two different answers here. this one has two different outputs, doesn't it? It has an A and it has a B. So what do you think? Yes or no? That's a no. Because this one goes to both an A and a B, it is not a function. So we can repeat in the y values, but we can't repeat in those x values. Okay, go ahead and do the U try on your paper. So it's good for you to be able to do this on your own rather than just watching me do it. So I'll always have some U try problems. Jail is not there. Both of those you want to do both the domain and the range as well as the relation.
Just this paper, right? No, I if I was absent, you didn't get to check it, or like I didn't get to it. So
I thought you were asking me if that was the right one. No.
sorry.
refresh the settings. Yeah, no, it's the best is like, and then it's the hottest time of day.
Oh, this. Oh, this. I thought.
And you can wear more clothes, especially. Okay, I'm going to do this one up here.
Super hot. Really fast. It doesn't hurt as much. It's super cold. Everything's.
Okay, so domain on this one here. And over here. So the domain on this one is -6, -4, 1, and 0. Oops, sorry, 3. Hi.
Hey. Sorry, I'm walking right through your domain and range.
No worries. Okay, so that's my domain and range for this one. Function or not a function? No, not a function. These 2 points here and here have the same x value. So that's why it's not a function. Okay, on this one here, my domain is A, B, C, D. And my range is 1, 2, and 3, Roman numerals. And this one here, because I have this A that goes to 2, that is unique. There's only one A value. There's an A value that only goes to one value. We do have C that goes to that same value. That doesn't matter. That's okay. We need the A only to go to one value. So this is a function. Those Y values can repeat, the X values cannot. Does that make sense? Did you guys have a question about something, or are you good? Okay. Okay. Is the relation a function? A, example 2A. Is that a function? No. You're shaking your head no, Emma, and you're right. Why? I'm sorry, what was that? That's right. So we've got 4, 7, and 4, 11. So that X value repeats. So I'm just going to ask that while I'm talking, if you could sit quietly. I know it's hard because you're a group, so just, I don't talk the whole period. So just during this time when I'm talking, please. Thank you. Why are you throwing things at me?
Oh, it was
I know you weren't. I'm teasing. I'm teasing. Oh, I just broke. Oh, sorry. Okay, what about B? Function or not a function? B is a function. Again, on this point here, this is -3, 7, and this is +3, -7. And so they have the same y value, but that's okay. So that's why it's a function. Okay, vertical line test. Anybody remember what the vertical line test is? Let's see this in a while. Yes. So vertical line goes up and down like this. And so the vertical line test is it's a method to test if a graph is a function. Or a shape, say function. It says that any vertical line can cross no more than 1 point. So it's any vertical line, not just one vertical line, but any vertical line that we draw. So you can use your pencil. So if I take this pen here, will it ever cross, will any vertical line ever cross this graph more than once? It will. So for example, right here, if I drew a line from here to here, it crosses 1, 2 points, which means it is not a function. So it can only cross, it can cross no more than 1 point. So since it crosses 2, it's not a function. So what about B? What do you think about B?
It's function.
That is a function. No matter what vertical line I put here, it will only cross it once, so this is a function. Questions on that before we get to the next one? Okay, so it's nice. The vertical line test is nice. We can just look at it, put a vertical line there to see whether it is a function or not. Easier, I think, than the other method, but it has to be a graph for us to be able to use it. Anybody still looking at that? Okay. So last example. Okay, the hardest is last. So is it a function? A is the domain and B is the range. Explain whether the relation from A to B is a function, B to A is a function, or both. Okay, so we have date of birth and a person. So date of birth, I'm going to give you my son's date of birth. 8/5/2000. Okay, so that's a date of birth. Is it possible that more than one person could have that same date of birth? Absolutely. So what do you think? Function or not a function? It's not. So A to B is not. But if I go the other direction, if I go person to date of birth, could there be more than one person that has the same, or excuse me, if we're looking at one person, will they have more than one date of birth? No. So B to A is a function. Number 2, thumbprint. I'm going to change this to left thumbprint. Okay, so we use our left thumbprint, our left hand. So left thumbprint and a person. What do you think? Yeah, so it's possible someone might not, but it's not going to be more than one, right? So that thumbprint will go to a single person. Okay, it's not going to go to more than one person. What about a person to the left thumbprint? That's also a function, so this is both. Does that make sense? Okay, amount of sales tax and purchase total. Okay, what's the sales tax here right now? You know what it is? What percent? You just usually computed for us, about 10%. That sound about right? Okay, so it's 10%. So say your total is $15. If somebody buys something that's $15.02, what do you think about their sales tax? Since we're taking 10%, could it be the same? It could. So amount of sales tax and purchase total, that would not be a function from A to B. However, if we have a purchase total, will it have only one sales tax that goes to it? Yeah. So B to A on this one. Only. Questions on that? I know those are the hardest. You have to think a lot. Look at the bigger picture. Okay, go ahead and do you try it. There's 3 parts to it. So one thing to think about on that C is you could have somebody on more than one team. You can have different teams. We're not just looking, it doesn't say a jersey number for one team. Jersey number for one team. Oh, so likely. This is for BJ. I don't know.